Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today is a sit-down with James Keep, where we have a little review of the latest E3. So it's games, upcoming games, soon-to-be-released games that are coming out in the future, things that we're excited for, things we're looking forward to, a review of the whole of E3 from this year, comparing it to last year, seeing which was the better E3, and just generally the games market with the way things are, what's coming next in the games market as far as consoles are concerned and things like that. So have a little listen to this and see what you think to mine and James's review of E3. Right, podcast time, let's do this. James Keep.
Hello.
It's weird, it feels like a million years since I sat down to do a podcast.
It does feel like a long time, actually. I mean, it's not been that long, but it feels like ages.
It feels like a long time.
Mm.
Maybe that's just,
Yeah, could be.
We did loads all together and then that gave us a backlog. And
we did the zombie thing.
yeah, Zombiecast, soon to be announced, soon to be released Zombiecast. That should be interesting. See what... I'm
guessing by the time people hear this, it's already been released.
Yeah. But at this point in time, it's soon to be released. So yeah, it feels like a million years ago.
It does. But in a good way.
The weather's even hotter.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was warm, wasn't it, last time? But now it's like
27
degrees, 26 degrees today.
It is off the chart.
It is toasty out there. But it's nice for a change. Like, my experience of living in the north is rain and wind for 3 years. And floods. Whereas now I'm like, wow, it's like almost a drought. It's quite exciting. This is new times for me.
Yeah, we just need a cheeky hose pipe ban and we'll be complete.
I imagine there's one just around the corner.
I'm sure there is.
Oh, and we should point out it's also the World Cup going on right now. And tomorrow it's England v Belgium. I just sort of throw that in there because, we could either be over the moon by the time this podcast comes out, or we'll look back on this and go, it was that game.
That was when...
That was that game.
Yeah, that was before we got knocked out of the World Cup, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I'm hopeful. I don't think we'll get knocked out that easily. Anyway.
Tell that to Germany.
Yeah, so, spoiler alert, Germany got knocked out today. Oh dear. They actually... So, the defending world champions finished bottom of their group. Yeah. They are going to be upset. There will be no Stein drinking tonight.
No.
Oh well, can't win every year.
No, that's true. Maybe they decided they just wanted a year off.
Maybe. Maybe they were just tired.
I just can't bother this time.
Yeah, that's possible. That's probably what happened. Yeah.
So, we're going to do a little talk about some... games.
Upcoming games. Yeah, so last podcast I did, we were talking about State of Decay 2. So kind of continuing on the zombie theme because that seems to be all that games are about at the moment.
Whoa. It's not like every single game that gets released needs some zombie element added to it.
It does seem to be the case. Yeah, I mean...
Zombies are big right now. I mean, anybody that jumps on the zombie bandwagon is probably, a genius, let's say.
Yeah, possibly.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, possibly. So I picked up a copy of the Xbox magazine, and I've obviously been scouring the net for various things. And back in December, there was a trailer for a Walking Dead game by a team called Overkill, who I believe are responsible for Left 4 Dead. So Overkill have now got their hands on The Walking Dead, and they're about to release a 4-player Walking Dead first-person co-op, which looks fucking awesome. There are 4 trailers for it, and each of the trailers have got a different character. Each of the different characters you can play. And today we just had a quick look at the 5th trailer, actually, which is a gameplay trailer. I think this is going to be a really nice game. The graphics are good, and it's been in development since around 2013. So they've put a lot of time into it. It follows the kind of Walking Dead storyline for anyone that's a fan, but I don't think as yet it's going to cross over with any of those characters. You'll be a completely different set of people, as this is set in Washington DC. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be really good. Nice graphics. Apparently there's a cool storyline to it, because the guys that did Left 4 Dead said that Left 4 Dead was a good game, but it was just one of those games where you went over and over and over.
I used to really enjoy Left 4 Dead. I enjoyed both of them. I owned both of them. I used to play it with some people. And I liked the concept where, because if there was like a few of you, I'd sort of like be the bait and I'd just run through the section, shooting things on the way, but generally just running through, so that all the zombies would look in my direction, and then the rest of the people I was with would just literally mop up behind.
Yeah.
And that system worked quite well.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game, but
game.
like Overkill said, that it lacked narrative.
There was no story,
which they felt was a bit of a shame. Whereas apparently with this Walking Dead, it's going to be quite heavily story based, and it seems like there's also some base building involved. So,
if I'm honest, from those trailers, it was like, okay, so this company's decided to capitalise on the State of Decay formula, because it looked.
Yeah, it does have a feel of State of Decay. It does feel very State of Decay. But as we know, State of Decay is not without its issues. This looks a bit more polished. Certainly graphically, it's a lot more polished. Now, whether that comes off on the gameplay or not, we'll see. Still early days. Anyway, that's out in November. So keep your eyes open, people. Go and get your pre-orders in, because I would definitely say Overkill, The Walking Dead, is looking good. And if you're a Walking Dead fan, it's probably going to be a must.
Yeah, but like you say, even if you're not a fan, because it's one of those things. I watched the first few series of The Walking Dead, and then kind of tuned out. There was a couple of sort of parts of some of the series that I had issues with, like personal issues, not like, oh, that was rubbish, more like some of the storylines that they had I found quite difficult to watch for me personally, and it reminded me of, I had a very similar thing when I was watching Dexter, and I stuck with it for like another series, but it's like it haunted me, and in the end I had to I never finished Dexter. I've never continued on with The Walking Dead. However, watching those trailers, looking at the kind of game it is, looking at the gameplay trailer, the fact that I enjoy State of Decay, everyone loves a good zombie game. I'm sure I'll end up picking this up.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I'll
probably force you to get it.
Well, yeah. I'll buy it on the PS4 just to really spice things.
Well, you'll be playing on your own then, won't you?
Yeah.
Because me and my brother will get it on the Xbox, so we'll have half a team and you'll.
I don't know about the peer pressure.
So, well, we'll see, won't we? We'll have this conversation in November.
I really do. Love the peer pressure. Love it. That's why I'm rebuying all the games I already own on the PlayStation on the Xbox.
Yeah, that is true. So there's that. There is also, what else was in the magazine? There is something called DayZ, which looks pretty much an exact replica of State of Decay. Again, looks interesting. Quite an interesting game. I think it's going to be quite a lot of fun. But like we said, State of Decay is like the top one this year, and it does seem like there's a lot of people jumping on their concept. Yeah. But DayZ seems pretty good as well. And the other one that's in there, which isn't a zombie game but looks awesome, is Red Dead 2. Which I'm excited about. I'm excited about Red Dead 2. I enjoyed the first one, and that had zombies in it.
Yeah, it did. The DLC had
zombies in it. But the second one looks cool. So the second one is a prequel. You play a different character, but you will meet the character you played in Red Dead. It looks really cool. Rockstar have spent a lot of time on it. It's been delayed by a year and a half while they've been polishing it and fixing it and making it look nice. And to be honest, what I've seen so far looks good. E3 showed quite a bit, and it does look good. And E3 had some interesting revelations. There was Red Dead. There's a new Halo game coming out. There's going to be a Gears 5. There was the Fallout 76, which incidentally I've got the access for the beta edition of that. So yeah, there's a lot going on this year.
However, this year's E3 has been rated as one of the most lackluster E3s.
Interesting. I mean, well, the problem looking at it from a gamer point of view, it's true that do we need another Halo 6? Do we need Halo 6? Probably not. I mean, that's kind of been done. Gears 5 doesn't look as good as Gears 4. It seems like they're going back to the old style of 2-player co-op instead of 4-player co-op. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Fallout, I'm stoked about Fallout. I think that'll be cool. What else was in there that was good? Assassin's Creed are releasing a new Assassin's called Odyssey, which basically looks like Origins but in Greece, and it even is ACO because it won't be Assassin's Creed Origins, it'll be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So
yeah,
that's probably not very good in the marketing point of view. If you're going to start tapping ACO in the internet, what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So that's probably not very clever. And it's going to be out pretty soon, so again it feels like Ubisoft have gone back to their old ways of rushing out another title.
Which they said categorically
they weren't going to do, but it looks like they have.
So, going back a little bit from where you started, I am possibly the only human being on the face of the earth that didn't like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I think you are.
And I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly happy to be that person. I've never played a game like that. In my eyes, putting the training, like the stuff that you get, like here's how you play the game, these are the controls, this is what you do, at the end of the game, is one of the single most baffling concepts I've ever come across.
That is a bit strange.
I've never been able to get my head around that.
Yeah, that was weird.
And because of the fact, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't the game everybody made it out to be. It just wasn't a very good game in my eyes, for a series of different reasons, and things like there are aspects that baffled me. Somebody told me to get the DLC because it made it so much better. I got the DLC and it made it so much worse because it took the ability to be able to gain things like ammo and health away. Ammo was limited, health was limited. It took a game that I already wasn't a huge fan of and made it worse. So I am not looking forward to Red Dead 2. However, I am almost positive I'll end up getting it. Because, we're so starved for games in this day and age.
Well, we're starved for good games.
Yeah.
It sounds bad when you see how much content is out there. There are a lot of things out there, but there's not much difference. We've recently played Vampire, which was different, but it's a bit too slow. It's got a really cool system. Like, the concept's great. It's really good. The concept's cool, and I like the fact that you can choose to be a good guy or a bad guy, and if you choose to be a good guy, it makes the game a lot harder. That said, does that mean it's going to be ridiculously easy when I go through it a second time? Because I tend to put games on a hard setting anyway. So I'm like, well, it's quite hard, but it's not that hard. So when I go back and I'm a vampire and I start killing people, is it just going to be ridiculously easy?
I think, if I'm honest, I think that we've both chosen to play the game the wrong way around. I think we should have played it the easy way to get to grips with it, to learn it, to really get a handle of it as a game, and then we should have done it the hard way.
Maybe.
I think in hindsight, there was a point where I wanted to start it again and do it.
See, I have the feeling, I still have the feeling that if I went and did it the easy way first, I wouldn't go back and play the hard way. Whereas I really want to see what it's like being a vampire, so that's why I thought I'd do it the easy way first.
Yeah, that I agree. That is definitely the way.
Because it'll make me want to go back and do it again.
If you have a game where you can make a choice between being a good guy and a bad guy, I will always play the good guy role first. Make the moral choice, be the good guy, end it that way, and then go, alright, okay, now I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, I think that's what I did
would then play the bad guy.
Yeah, I think that's what I did with those Star Wars games. What are they called? The New Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic, where you kind of teetered on the edge between light and dark side. And in the first instant, I was super light.
Yeah.
And you stand up and you look all cool, and then when you go dark side, you look like Darth Maul's worst nightmare.
So that's generally how I play games. In hindsight, I do think I should have done it the other way around with this, but that's only because I've played it for so long and I've got so far, and it's just like I said to you the other day, Vampire at this moment in time is do something, die, do something again slightly different, die, do something again slightly different, die. And it's just about narrowing it down to find the right combination of things to kill that particular enemy before you can move on. What you said was the loading times take so long.
Yeah, that's the part that puts me off.
It sometimes puts you back, and it takes away all the blood that you've saved up. That it just actually makes it more difficult.
Yeah, I noticed.
At a time that you're already struggling.
Like I say, I noticed that I've respawned a couple of times, and I haven't got the items that I had before because I used them in the fight before. But I'm like, well, why has that happened then? Because when I go back to fight the bad guy, he's got all his health and he's back to normal.
Yeah, I fought a boss, and I was using 2 different guns, and then when I died and went back to fight the boss again, I had no ammo.
Yeah, and that's those kind of things aren't cool, because if the boss's health is where it was when you left off, then you go, yeah, okay, but this way, like, the boss is completely regenerated and you've got half of everything, and you already couldn't beat him.
Yeah, its concept around that's a little bit skewed. I mean, you said to me the other day, there's too much talking. We knew that going into it.
We did.
But we didn't really know just how much
it's really
talking.
heavy on the dialogue, and the storyline's cool, but I found myself trying to avoid some quests because I don't want to get into a 5-hour dialogue speech. I just kind of want to get to the fighting. Now, I don't know if that's me being harsh by saying, well, the people that developed it put in a lot of time making a really cool game with a really good storyline. But if you go to watch a film at the cinema, you want a nice balance of talking and action, assuming you watch an action movie.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel at the moment this is heavier on the dialogue, and
it really is
lacking in the combat. And it's a shame because they've done a really good.
Combat's great.
Yeah, the combat's really good, and the skill tree is really cool. Like, some of the skills you've got and some of the things you can do are really good. There's just not enough combat for you to actually see them at this stage. I mean, I'm not as far as into it as you are, but I've not seen that much. But you know, it is early days. I need to go back to it because of the heat and the World Cup and various things. I've not been playing as much as I normally play. So actually, at this point in time, Tim Lacey is way ahead on this month's Chiefs.
We don't talk about that.
Way ahead.
I suspect that there's some cheating going on, quite frankly. I think that there has been some Chief massaging.
I really think I'm going to go tonight and download a Telltale Batman game and just get 1,000 points.
I think you should.
But yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I've been thinking about it all week, and I think I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it on the 30th of June. So then I'll have 1,600 points, and it'll just be on a mere 1,000.
Do it.
Yeah, and I'll be like, sorry, Tim.
I think you should, but yeah, save it till the last day so he can't do anything about
That's what I'm going to do, at midnight.
Yeah.
5 minutes to midnight, I'll get that last Chief.
Because, like I said to you last night, it's not like he's bragging about it.
No, not at all.
Sent a picture message to the group that we're in of his score.
Yeah, it's a bit naughty.
It's not like I did that last month.
Yeah, interesting. I think I'm going to rinse you both.
I think you should. I'd like you to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. All right, that's done. It's in the bag.
I have two sections of games I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about 2 games are coming out quite soon, and 2 E3 games.
Go on then.
So, to keep things in chronological order, I'm going to talk about what's coming out soon. I, way back in the dark days, had the opportunity to play. Now, I think I got to play the alpha, or it might have just been the beta for the original Crew. The Crew.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I'm sure I played that twice. I might have had the alpha for it. And then I got or it might have been the beta and then the open beta I had. So I played it over a couple of weekends, and then a little bit after it was released, I bought that game, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that might be one of the few games that I got a DLC for because it unlocked motorbikes. Thoroughly enjoyed that game. Sometimes for me, something, whether it's a game or a film or a book or anything, can give me one tiny little piece of something that I really like, and that can make it for me. The Crew did that in such a really nice way. So the Crew has cars. You drive your car, you smash into a wall, it takes damage. But the cars are like Wolverine, so they slowly heal.
Oh,
so
cool.
the damage slowly disappears, and you can actually. And I got really into like smashing into stuff and then watching the vehicle heal. Now you can only do this for so long. If you've got that vehicle for a really long time, the damage stops healing itself, and you physically have to take it and have it repaired. But it's over a really long time. Like I had cars that I had from the very beginning that I'd be driving at the back end and be like, should maybe go and get this car fixed because it's knackered. But for ages, that car it heals itself, and it's amazing to watch. I really enjoyed it. So I've played the closed beta and the open beta of the Crew 2.
Right.
There's a couple of things about this. Literally, I've just finished playing the open beta this weekend, and the game comes out next week.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Right. Wow.
4th of July, maybe.
Yeah, it's next week. It is next. It's next Wednesday.
So now they've added. So there's cars, boats, planes, motorbikes, off-road vehicles, all these different classes. One of the things you could do in the Crew, in the first one, you'd be driving along and be like, oh, I'm driving this car, but I want a different car. And you could open up a window on the side of the screen, select the car you want, press it, and your car would morph into the other car, which was another cool feature. Like I say, little features like that.
Yeah.
Now you have a thing where you click in one of the triggers, the control sticks, click it in, and you get the option of boat, plane, car.
Right.
And say you're driving along in your car and you select plane, your car will change into a plane and then you fly away.
Like a transformer.
And then, the best bit, you're flying along in your plane, oh look, there's a river down there, change into a boat, 200 feet in the air, you change into a boat and just drop out of the sky, land in the water. And
wow. So what's the concept of the game then? What are you supposed to do?
You have the entire map of America.
Wow.
And if you're driving a streetcar, you go to streetcar races and you enter your street race, you do the race, you race around. If you win parts for your car, so you make your car better, and there's loose stories.
So it's basically Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Yeah, Need for Speed, that sort of stuff. You drive around and then, planes, you do like tricks and stuff. There's all sorts of stuff going on, but it's just a racing game. But you have the entire map of America. So if you want to drive from Las Vegas to New York, you can do that.
Wow. In real time?
Fly from Las Vegas to New York, you can do that.
In real time? More or less?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I imagine it would take you days and days and days to do it in real time. Yeah. In this, it's 20 minutes or something.
Right, okay.
So, no, not real time.
Not real time.
But it's entertaining. Sometimes I would do that. I'd set the furthest 2 points on the map and drive.
Just drive.
For this, you could go, well, I'll fly a bit, I'll get on my boat a bit, and I'll drive a bit, So, that comes out next week. So I'm like, I play the beta, it's okay. Do enjoy a driving game every now and then. And that's the thing about driving games, they're only every now and then that they come out, so you get
well, that was E3 announced Forza. Forza.
Yeah, so you get a nice balance. I like the Forza Horizon games, but not a fan of the Forza... The other type of Forza.
Yeah, the standard kind of. But this new Forza is going to be set in England.
I saw that. That looks quite nice. So, Crew 2 comes out. I'm like, okay, birthday's coming around the corner. Maybe get me a little bit of Crew 2 action. Looked it up on Amazon, and Amazon would like £49 English for it.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Good, thanks. I'm not giving you £49 for a game, I'm afraid. Not.
Well, I think considering what they normally like, well, I don't know. They're normally $39.99, aren't they? So what are you getting it for £49?
The game.
Is it not a special edition?
No.
Right. Because special editions tend to be between £59 and £99, depending on what you get. And I think the average game is £39.99, so £40. So you're paying £50 for a game, so it's gone up by a tenner.
Yeah. To be fair, I have found it for £40 elsewhere.
Right.
So I'm a little more inclined to consider it. But I'm not going to give.
Yeah, this is the problem. This is something that Microsoft have kind of tapped into with the Game Pass and their cheaper games. Because I'm originally I wasn't too into the Game Pass, but I think I'm more and more inclined. They've added some more games to it.
If they kept it at £1, I would have it forever.
Yeah,
but when they want £8 for it, they can ram it.
Yeah, I guess
that's my logic behind that.
I suppose, but then if you were going to buy the game, I suppose you buy it and then trade it in later.
My view is
the problem is you can't trade anything in.
You can happily have £12 from me, but I will not give you £8 because £12 is £1 a month for a year. £8 is for 1 month is too expensive.
Yeah, that's true. It works out a lot.
So, whilst ever it's £1, I'll keep buying it. Whilst ever they want it.
Again, you could get away with it if Microsoft were releasing a game a week and they were updating the thing, but they're not really. I mean, they've added The Division, but that's an old game. They've added State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves because that's their own. But there's no other new games on there. There's no like Assassin's Creed and there's no GTA and stuff like games that people would probably play. They're not on there particularly, and there's a lot of 360 games which I don't know. I don't like retro games anyway. But
I'm playing Dead Space.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you said you've gone back to that. It is a good game, but I mean, I played it when it came out, and I liked it when it came out. And
this will be about the 8th time.
Yeah, I don't tend to go back to games once I completed them. I have to say, I'm a bit weird like that. If I've completed it, I've completed it, and I don't really like playing old games because I just don't. You know, I love games which have got really good graphics and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that, so I don't really want to go back to a game where the graphics are like they were in the year 2000. I like what we got now.
Yeah, but
it's a personal choice. I mean, everyone's into whatever. I don't like all these fucking 8-bit games and these stupid pixelated games that everyone loves. But then there's a lot of people that like it. There's a market for it. So, you know, I'm not going to disrespect those guys. If they like them, they like them.
So that's The Crew 2. I'm a little undecided. Like I say, birthday is coming, so I've kind of done I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not prepared anybody to pay silly money for it. If you can get it for a decent price, fine. We'll see. Speaking of old games, the other game that's coming out that I'm really, really looking forward to is a re-release
of
Red Faction Guerrilla. One of my favourite games of all time.
I remember playing the first Red Faction on the PC with voiced by Jason Statham.
So Red Faction Guerrilla is nothing like any of the first 2 Red Factions because they were first-person shooters.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. So Red Faction Guerrilla is a third person for a start, and your main weapon in that game is a sledgehammer because you can knock down a building with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
It is so much fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And because it's a re-release, you get all the DLC.
Okay.
But you get like this thing that's like this nanobot thing so far through, and you give it to this woman, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I can do something with this." So she turns it into a gun. So you shoot nanobots into walls, and they eat the wall. So you can knock a building down by shooting out particular parts of the building. It's so much fun. Like they had this concept where they went, yeah, it might be fun to knock a building down in different ways. You turn up like think like Ghost Recon. You know when you turn up at a base.
Yeah.
Turn up at a base in a massive truck and drive through the building.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd like to do that in Ghost Recon.
So that's what you do. You turn up and you're like, oh no, there's bad guys everywhere. Oh no, I'm just going to drive through this building.
I'd like environments in games to be fully destroyable.
But this is the thing.
I hate getting
Red Faction Guerrilla did it however many years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody, because there was one that came after it. Faction, maybe? No.
That sounds familiar.
Red Faction, something or other. And they gave you the ability to destroy and rebuild things. And it was awful. It was an awful game. And that killed the franchise. THQ, when it used to exist.
Yeah, it was THQ, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
Shame. Real shame.
Yeah, they made some
Guerrilla
good games,
was amazing. And the multiplayer was, you've got 2 minutes to score the highest score for destroying as many buildings as possible. Here's a rocket launcher. So you had your 2 minutes. Right, I got 100 million. And then you pass the controller to the next person, and they have their go.
Nice.
And you do 3 rounds. Person with the highest score at the end wins.
Sweet.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that is cool.
So I have actually asked for that as a gift, because I'm really, really looking forward to playing that again. And again, this will be like, the 10th time I've played this game.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So that's games that are coming out currently that I'm looking forward to. Let's talk some E3 stuff that I am personally looking forward to.
Yeah, so what did you like at E3 then?
So there's a game that I've been keeping an eye on for a while now. They've done a little bit more at E3. They've pissed off so many people, but for so many right reasons. I'm really happy about it. So the game is called Anthem. I'm really looking forward to this game, and they've gone. There's no multiplayer, no like PvP multiplayer. There's none of this. There's none of that. There's none of the other. It's just a game where you get together with your mates and you do some missions in massive robots. So it's basically Iron Man. You get into like an Iron Man kind of suit or a mech kind of suit, and then you fly around levels of different terrain. You can go underwater in the suit, you can fly up in the sky, you can go on land, you've got loads of weapons. It looks fantastic. Right. And the company that made, I think it's made by BioWare, which is a little
they've done a few things.
Yeah, they have done a few things. Nothing good recently. So I'm kind of hoping that this redeems them.
I'm trying to think what I played last by BioWare.
Hopefully not a Mass Effect game, because the last few have been
No,
awful.
it wasn't Mass Effect. Can't remember, but yeah.
But yeah, that looks. I loved the trailer I saw for it, and then for E3 they've done another trailer. I think it's been ever so slightly delayed. I think the original idea that we were going to get it back end of this year, but I think it's looking like more like a well into next year sort of thing.
Oh well, BioWare, Knights of the Old Republic. So that was good.
Yeah. So yeah, Anthem. Really looking forward to that. Going to keep a close eye on it. Some of the stuff I've seen for it looks amazing. Good times. The other game that I saw and went, oh man, I'm such a sucker for these games. And I imagine that a lot of people will be like, oh god. I saw the trailer for Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I actually thought that looked pretty good.
It looks good.
Yeah, I like the look of that too.
And it does seem to be a sequel to 4, so it's got...
Yeah, I think that looks cool, I have to say. I saw the trailer, because I've not played Devil May Cry game since the first one on the PS2, which I really liked. And then I didn't play anymore for some reason. I don't know why, I just didn't. But I really like the look of 5.
I really
super cheesy, some cool weapons, and a nice little image of Dante at the end on his bike.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed 4. I thought 4 was a great game. Another game I've played multiple times. I really enjoyed DMC. Like that rebooty kind
the
of thing.
reboot thing.
There's a copy of it over there. And I thought that they'd had a really good run at it. I thought it was a nice sort of touch. They put a few tip of the hats in for various things, and I thought they'd done really well.
Yeah.
So I like the Devil May Cry genre, the franchise.
Well, like I said, I really enjoyed the first one, and I was really excited about it when it came out at the time. I remember it was one of the first games I got on the PS2. In fact, it might have been the reason I bought a PS2. back when they came out. But yeah, this does look good. I'd say it does look cool, and I love the trailer. I think it's great fun. It's a fun trailer. It's proper cheesy.
Yeah,
I quite like the couple in it. They look interesting. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I'll have to do the spoiler alert at this point, but yeah, it looks like Nero's lost his arm.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
and he's got a metal arm, but they've incorporated that to be like a weapon.
Yeah, it's now his weapon, isn't it?
It's
so,
part of the.
Yeah,
because I really liked. It's always that thing that when they go, oh, we're going to introduce a new character, and it's a new main character, and you're not just going to have Dante anymore, and it's like, okay.
Sounds like Blade Trinity.
Yeah, and then they're like, right, so you've got Dante, and Dante can do all his things, but Nero can do other things, and he has other weapons that are similar but different. Okay. But he was a really good character, and his weapons and his special abilities were cool. And yeah, so they've done Nero again, and given him just different abilities by all those things.
Yeah, it looked good.
The mechanical arm seems to be like you can have different versions. And
it looks like they were looking at the gameplay thing. It looks like there were different attachments. It could you could kind of use it like a rocket launcher type thing. It was a bit like Thor's hammer as well.
Yeah,
he could fire it and then it kind of came back to him. Yeah. So yeah, there was some interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, there was. It looked great, and to have a gameplay trailer. Because basically they went, oh, we're announcing Devil May Cry 5, and here's a gameplay trailer. It was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So that was quick.
Yeah, they dropped it. That was a proper bombshell. I think that was good.
Do enjoy Devil May Cry. Yeah. So those are the things that I'm sort of looking forward to.
So really, E3 wasn't that lackluster at all.
Compared to other years.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Last year, what was last year's big excitement? I think I'm more excited about this year's. What did we have last year? Assassin's Creed, which was ready to drop. Far Cry 5. State of Decay, possibly? I don't remember. Are you looking now?
Did we get the State of Decay?
I can't remember if it was at last year's E3 or not.
At last year's E3?
It must have been because it came out this year. Let me have a look. I'm going to do a quick search. I'm going to do a quick search on the internet. Let me have a look at this. So, sorry, viewers.
Sorry, listeners, podcast listeners.
No, viewers, like Dame Edna.
Viewers?
Viewers. Right, alright there, viewers, how's it going, eh?
I might have got what I spoke to you earlier, because I was saying about Fallout 76, and I was saying that I thought Bethesda were being sued.
Yeah, is that true?
A quick search suggests that Bethesda are actually suing Warner Brothers.
Oh, right, okay, there you go. So you were well wrong.
A blatant rip-off of Fallout Shelter.
Right.
I'm sure.
Which is the little mobile game.
It's a mobile game, yeah.
So E3 games announced in 2017 were a bunch of games we've never heard of. Then there's Agents of Mayhem. That was announced.
Oof.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, okay.
Which we knew about.
Yeah.
An expansion pack for Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Yeah, which I never really followed. Just going through this, there was Conan Exiles, Crackdown 3, but that was also talked about at this last one. This E3,
well. And they went, it's been really delayed now.
Yeah.
Which I think somebody was like, why are they delaying a game that?
Well, something that Microsoft also announced at E3 is that they've bought up quite a few, or not bought up, but they're going to be collaborating with some English indie studios, which I thought was quite a good announcement. It's always good when things like that happen. So Fallout 4 VR, Far Cry 5, Final Fantasy 15,
okay.
Forza Motorsport 7, God of War, Gran Turismo Sport. Nothing else particularly exciting on there. Let me just have a look. Mario and Luigi on the 3DS. Yeah. Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay.
NBA Live.
Mm.
But that, I don't know what happened with that. Because that was, I don't know if that was delayed in the end. Need for Speed Payback.
Wow.
But there's not like...
There's not a lot there.
There's nothing particularly exciting. I would say this year's is probably... There's a bit of an interest. Sea of Thieves, which turned out to be disappointing.
We're looking at this knowing what we know. Like a lot of those games you've read out there will have been quite big at the time. It's just disappointing now.
Battlefront 2 was pretty big, I remember. Yeah, but I'm thinking about what I was waiting for last year as well. And what I ended up... Because The Crew 2...
You pre-ordered Battlefront 2 and then
cancelled it. Yeah, because of EA's bullshit. With their fucking boxes. So, that's last year. So, nothing particularly exciting.
No, there's not a lot jumping out there, is there?
Not really.
Assassin's Creed is probably the biggest thing.
So, let's just have a look at the games this year.
Games announced in 2018.
That's what I'm just having a look now. So, what are we looking at then? Can we just have a list? Of course we can't. Right. So,
I'm trying to think of
Pokemon Let's Go on the Nintendo Switch was announced.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay. The Last of Us Part 2 was announced this year, which everyone's excited about.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 Reboot, which everyone's excited about.
Which I saw a video for. You were saying about what that's going to play like. Yeah. I saw a video for it yesterday, and a video comparison. It looks really nice.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures there, and that does look cool. So that's really exciting. There is Spider-Man.
Oh, God, yeah.
That looks cool.
That does look cool.
Overkill's Walking Dead.
Yep.
That looks cool. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Skull and Bones. That looks fucking awesome. Skull and Bones looks great. The pirate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Also very cool. The Division 2. Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes.
Fallout 76. Yes, please. Doom Eternal. Yes, please. Forgot about Doom. Rage 2. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wolfenstein. Yes.
Oh, the one with the daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite interested to see what that's all about.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes.
Halo Infinite.
So the company that made
Gears of War 5.
The Witcher 3.
Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Just Cause 4.
Yeah.
Dying Light 2. Yes. You can't tell me that this year's lackluster. Whoever said that obviously wasn't there.
Yeah, okay. I mean, personally, I might have to take it back because a lot of that on that list is very exciting.
I'm excited about most of that stuff on there. Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order.
I don't think I heard anything about that.
So it says it's done by this team that did Titanfall, and they're working on a Star Wars game being published by EA. It takes place between episode 3 and 4 in the movie timeline when the Jedi are being hunted and exterminated after Order 66. We're not quite sure yet who you're going to be playing as, if it's a familiar character or a new hero, but we'll surely find out more later this year. Anthem was announced, but Anthem was also on last year's E3 as well.
It was. That's why I've known about it for a while.
So that's interesting. Dead or Alive 6?
Meh.
Nah. Meh. Hitman 2? See, now I know you were pissed off with Hitman 1.
Me and Hitman have got history. We're beefing, yo.
Days Gone?
Yes.
Good. Battlefield 5? Yeah.
Meh.
It could be good. I mean, Battlefield's popular. Call of Duty Black Ops 4?
Meh.
But it's popular. Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo.
Yeah, the biggest selling point was that they were putting all of the previous characters in the new one.
Ed was super stoked about it.
I'm sure he was.
And I'm sure Sam will be super stoked about it too.
I'm sure he will be. We can ask him the next time.
So they're the headliners anyway from E3 this year.
Okay, so there's a lot of that to be looking forward to. I mean, obviously, do we start talking now about the fact that this is considered to be the twilight of these consoles?
Is it though?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, Sony bosses are already talking about the PS5 and how it'll be.
Yeah, but they've also said that that's going to be the last
console you'll ever have to buy.
Which
I kind of like the sound of, if I'm honest.
So when you say it's the twilight for those consoles, but it just means that we're going to get a new Xbox and stuff will just keep on going.
Yeah, so we'll get a new Xbox, we'll get a new PlayStation.
And that should be it.
And that, in theory, should be it. But presumably that means we're just going to have pretty PCs. Because presumably what they mean is that they're just going to release games consoles that you'll be able to upgrade.
I hope not.
And then it'll just... Although they do say that essentially they're just going to be doing the video stream. It's just going to be game streaming. There'll be no physical copies of things.
See, I'm not sure if we're ready for that yet. That's all well and good if you live in a town which has got super fast broadband.
Yeah.
But what if you live in the country, which most of the country lives in the country? How are they going to do it? Because they don't have super fast broadband. They will have eventually, but that's going to take years.
But if you look at places like York, we're supposed to be aiming to be the first hypernet
apparently
town.
Before London. Which is baffling.
It'll be easier for us to do, though, because they've been putting in the stuff for ages now.
I suppose, but that, like I'm saying though, like you imagine in America, how many zones they're going to have to do, and how many areas like don't have decent internet.
Yeah.
And we're saying, and companies like Microsoft and PlayStation and Sony are turning around saying, "Oh well, we're just going to stream games from now on." Like, there's going to be so many problems. Look at now. Look at trying to play State of Decay 2. You've got super fast broadband. I've got super fast broadband. And how laggy is that?
Yeah, it's pretty laggy.
Okay, so can you imagine that if the game's streaming as well? So what you're saying is, we've not downloaded the game, we're actually streaming it and trying to play it online.
But maybe they know that the next level of technology, it's not going to matter what kind of connection you've got. Maybe they're saying what you'll do is you'll stream X amount and then you will run that part of the game and it'll just it'll stream in the background.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see if that's,
maybe it'll say you have to wait 30 seconds before you can start playing because it's streaming X amount of content.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that'll assume surely you're still you'll need to have a similar broadband speed to be able to do that. Because look at my brother's broadband, it's terrible. Takes him a week to download a game. So does that mean he's going to have to wait 20 minutes before he can play, and we'll have to wait 10 seconds?
But then nobody would play, would they? There has to be something. If they're saying that streaming is the next thing, but if you, like you say, you know that the world doesn't have that capability, then Sony and Microsoft are going to shell out X amount on these new things.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like
and
PCs.
Then they're going to lose X amount.
But it's like game development, isn't it? When you look at a game that's built on the PC, right? A game that's built on a PC, like take The Sims 4, for example. Okay, The Sims 4 has got, on a top PC, has got the best looking graphics for a simulation game I've seen for a long time, texture-wise, colour-wise. It's off the chart. Assuming you've got the most up-to-date PC on the planet. And that's how it was developed. If your PC is a couple of years old, your specs are already down, so you haven't got that. So why are companies developing things at top spec when half the planet doesn't have it? And I'm not talking about like the actual development of the game. I mean like this streaming thing. That's what they're developing games on the concept that 1% of the planet has got the capability to do it. I mean that could be York by the sounds of it. So we'll be alright.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
But what about everyone else? I think it's a sucky idea.
As long as I can play games, I don't care about
I don't mind never having to buy a console again, but I think it's a sucky idea. And if we never have to buy a console again, does that mean the price of games is going to go up?
Price of games
To cover the cost of the fact that we're now no longer buying consoles.
Because you're not getting any content.
Yeah, but you'd think that when you download a game digitally, it would be cheaper than it is in the shop, but it's not.
No, it isn't. It's more expensive.
Okay, so if I download something from Xbox Store, the fact there's no box, there's no CD, there's no instruction manual, all that stuff, surely it should cost me a quarter of the price, but it doesn't. It costs me the same. At the very least, it costs me the same. So I don't think that's going to make any difference. Games are going to be the same price.
Yeah, and the game price thing has been a nightmare, because I will always cite that when Microsoft released a survey saying, would you pay more for games? And they got a resounding answer of hell no. They went, okay, that's fine, we won't charge you any more for games right now. Because they worked on the principle they were going to do it, they just weren't going to do it at release. Because as we know, you release a brand new console, you can release your brand new game at £60 because people have to physically pay that money to get that game. Because we work on the principle that we want the best deal, we will say, oh, well, I'll buy a bundle to get the games cheaper. And, there's all those things that you can do
deals,
to get that money down. Once I've bought my brand new console and I've played a few games, I don't want to be paying money to buy a game that's going to take me less time to play than it is to earn the money to buy it.
Well, this is what we're talking about. Back to Far Cry 5 again, sadly. The woes that is Far Cry 5. So the new DLC's just come out, which is the Vietnam thing. Yeah. What to say? Conceptually, it's cool. Playing in Vietnam, really cool, fun. But I did the game, the DLC, 100% complete. And it took me 4 hours. And there were 2 achievements left, which were Action Hero mode and Survivor mode. And they can be done in 20 minutes. Because you just run from one end of the map to the other. You don't need to do anything. There's a little fight scene at the end. You get on your helicopter and you go.
Mm-hmm.
So the total DLC was 4 hours and 40 minutes. Bearing in mind I took the time to potter about and do every single side quest, which there are no achievements for, once again. So like Far Cry 5, there's no achievement for doing it 100%. There's no achievement for finding all the collectibles. I don't know, I don't get it. I'm so lost on what the point of Far Cry 5 was.
Yeah. And
there are 2 more DLCs to go.
The point of Far Cry 5 was money. Let's just release whatever we want.
I don't think I felt let down by a game like for a long time. To that extent. I felt let down by it.
I'm just looking up when Ghost Recon was released. Because I was going to make some comparison to, that's Far Cry 5 that comes out. You and I both completed it, said that it was really woeful. The DLC comes out, it's completed in 4 hours. It's not.
Theoretically, if you weren't an achievement hunter, you could actually complete the DLC in one run.
Yeah. In
literally 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You could just run from one end of the map to the other.
And the point to that is that then you turn that off and put Ghost Recon on. It's a game that's been out for 18 months and still run around and enjoy it. Because
we always go back to Ghost Recon.
I wonder how many
every podcast
we've done.
In every podcast we go back to Ghost Recon. It's about time they released a Ghost Recon 2. Just so I can see what's going to happen.
I imagine it'll be awful.
We're going to have such high expectations of it.
Oh my god.
We're just going to be like, oh my god, is this what you did with it?
Oh wow, it's going to be terrible.
The thing is, this is what baffles me though, is that I know Ubisoft has got hundreds of different branches, but Ubisoft make Ghost Recon and The Division. Mm-hmm. So why is Far Cry 5 so shit?
And they made Far Cry 3 arguably one of the best games ever made.
But this is what I was saying the other day as well, and they know for a fact Far Cry 3 was fucking awesome, because they've just re-released it. Remastered. They didn't release any of the others. Not 4, not 2, 3.
Yeah.
So they know for a fact that's the best. And it even came with Far Cry 5. You got a free digital copy of the new pre-release of Far Cry 3.
And I don't do like season pass editions of games when I buy them new, but I was prepared to buy the gold version of Far Cry 5
to get 3,
purely to get an updated version of Far Cry 3.
I've still not played 3.
You've got to get that gameplay, man.
I'm avoiding it.
Awesome.
I just don't want to be even more disappointed.
I was going to say it will make you even more.
I think what I'll do is I'll download Far Cry 3 once the remaining 2 DLCs have come out for 5.
Yeah,
and then I'll be like, okay, I can go and do Far Cry 3 now. And doesn't matter how good it is, I've done Far Cry 5. 100% finished, out the way. Apart from that fucking fishing challenge, which I don't even know if I can be asked to do.
What, that Ragnar thing?
The Ragnar thing?
Ragnar the Great or something?
Oh yeah, the fish where you've got to you've got to catch like 12 high-end fish basically, and it's literally stand with your fishing rod and just hope for the best. Bearing in mind, try not to get eaten by bears at the same time. So when you catch the fucking great fish, that'll be the time when you get attacked by a bear. Mm-hmm. You'll drop the rod, you'll have to kill the bear, and then you'll be like, oh, the fish got away. So that's going to annoy me as well. I can see controllers going through TVs trying to catch fucking fish. And to be honest, who wants to play an FPS where you fish? Just why? I mean, it's a fun little concept, and I like what they do. I like the whole hunting, fishing thing, but it would have been good if there was more to the game than Bassmasters.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few games that they've put the fishing side quest into it, and there are times when I'm like, fishing?
Well, when the fishing is the highlight of the game, you've got an issue.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I really love the fishing.
It's like, oh man, I actually caught that big ass white fish, that albino pike. I actually feel like that's a moment of awesomeness. And also, when fishing is actually the hardest achievement in the game, that also is an issue for me.
Yeah.
Not 100% completion. Don't kill 7 million bad guys. No.
Not even unlock all the map.
Not even unlock all the map. Instead, fish. That right there is your hardest achievement. And I thought Fallout 4's get 7 million fucking Coca-Cola tokens was bullshit. But this one takes the biscuit. I don't know. Whatever. Which, by the way, I never did get the 7 million Coca-Cola tokens. I'm still at 92%, 94% of Fallout 4.
I just couldn't play that.
Every time I've re-downloaded it 3 times because the game is saved to the cloud, so it picks up from where I left off. I've downloaded it 3 times. I've gone into that room. I've played whack-a-mole for half an hour, and I'm like, I've got 200 tokens, and I'm like, fuck this shit. The game gets deleted. In 6 months, I download it again. Another 200 tokens of whack-a-mole. One day, that achievement is going to flash up, and I'm going to do a rain dance. That is going to be straight on my Instagram. I'm going to take a picture of that flashing
with your
up.
massive white beard.
Yeah, massive white beard and a ginormous hard-on.
Yeah.
For getting 100% Fallout 4.
Check out my Rager.
It's just like,
look at this bad boy.
Just terrible. Wow. Just wow. They're like Gears of War. I mean, Gears of War, I'm a fan of Gears of War, but when Gears of War first came out, I had 86% completion, and they're now at something like 2,500 points to complete the game.
Wow.
So I'm at 36%.
Wow.
And there's an actual achievement, play 150 hours of multiplayer. No company should be promoting that you should play 150 hours of a game. Whether you do or not is irrelevant, because there are plenty of games where I've played more than 150 hours, but it shouldn't be an achievement, because that's not an achievement. That's a life failure. that's like, oh my god, I've played 150 hours. Bear in mind, that's just multiplayer. That's not counting horde mode and the actual campaign.
No, just no. Wow.
Please, Microsoft, if you're listening,
stop it.
Can you let us delete Chiefs? Games that we wish we hadn't played and got 1% and things like that. I want to take it off my game score because I'm anal about it and I don't like it. I want clean sheets. Sometimes I'm almost tempted to delete my profile, start a new one, and just really be choosy with the games.
Spend 8 hours Googling, if I play this game, what
am I going to get? Can I get 100%? Yeah, because I've got under my belt. I've got Ghost Recon 100%.
Nice.
I've got Assassin's Creed Origins 100%.
Nice.
I've got Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed Unity 100%. I've got a Telltale Walking Dead 100%. Fallout 4 is at 94 or whatever it is, which is pretty good. Generally, all my games are over 60%. But there's a few in there, like The Sims, which I inadvertently unlocked Achieve, so I've got 1%. Which is... But again, The Sims was one of those games where I really enjoyed it on the PC, and although it converts really well to the console, it was just a ball ache to play. It was really hard to play on the console. It just doesn't flow as well. I don't know why.
There are certain things you need the point and click capabilities.
Oh my god! Tim Lacey's got 1,200 points this month. I've got 605. I'm the game guy, and I've got 605 points, and he's got 1,200. So back to what I was saying. Far Cry 5, 93%. No, 92%. State of Decay is at 72%. What else we got there that's noteworthy? Oh yeah, Steep, 89%. So that's, it's not bad. Played a game called Zombie. That was interesting, 79%. Oh yeah, Gears of War 4 has gone down to 27% now.
Jeez.
And there are 3,500 gamer points to be had. But some of these achievements are just, they're off the chart, man. I'll just read a few out for anyone that doesn't play. Bear in mind, look at all these I've unlocked.
Wow.
These are all unlocked. We're still going unlocked. Look at them all. There's hundreds, and then we're like, okay, right. So there's a few in there which are fairly doable. So upgrade your skill cards in Horde mode. So all skill cards. Now, bearing in mind that to do that, you're gonna have to play like at least 200 hours. So I'm 41% of that achievement done, and I've fully unlocked one whole character. Like the soldier is like 100% unlocked, but all the cards aren't done. Complete the game for 200 points. Complete the game on insane mode. Get all the ribbons, which is what you get for getting all the different types of kills and various things on Horde mode and multiplayer. Get a rank placement as well in a ranked game. So,
jeez.
And that gives you 200 points, but that's their seriously 4.0. So the seriously ones are always supposed to be hard. Oh yeah, this one here, right? Where is it? So complete 50 consecutive waves of the Horde in a squad on every launch series map.
Oh my god!
Like you've got to get to 50 levels of Horde, which I've done a few times, but there it is. Play 100 hours of versus multiplayer. That's
bad. It's really bad.
There are just some crazy things in here.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So yeah. So anybody out there, if you want to come and beat my score, feel free.
Tim Lacey.
Yeah. See, this is the interesting thing about Tim Lacey, right? Let's have a look how many games he's completed 100%. Because I had a look at this once before, because I was like, what have you got on here then? We can compare games somewhere along the line. If I can remember how to do it from here. Oh yeah, compare with friends. So where are you, Squirrel Killer? He doesn't kill squirrels, by the way, if anyone's an animal lover. So let's see. If I find... Right, so I'll find a game. So Far Cry 5, he's got 95%. So he's doing alright, right? What else have we got? There's lots of 5%, 8%, 3%, 0%, 53%. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, Gone Home. Okay. That was the game where he rinsed 1,000 points in like 2 hours. So that was 100%. So it was an easy game. Mafia 3, he was really close, 83%. I feel he should have gone the distance on that. What else have we got there? Look at this. 0%, 1%, 0%, 5%, 3%, 2%. Forza Horizon 2 presents Fast and the Furious. 100%. That's not bad. I mean, it's probably going to be like 60 points per achievement. That's why he did it. Look at all these games. Look how many he's got.
A lot of games.
So he's got 2 games which are 100%.
So where's he getting all these points from then?
I tell you, he's really choosy. He goes for the games where you get like 60 points per achieve.
Telling you. I want an official adjudicator on this one. I also think that Tim Lacey's name has been mentioned enough times now to
get him on for a podcast.
The podcast rule.
I agree.
The Candyman rule, as it's known.
Yeah, I agree.
Say his name 3 times and he shall appear.
Because, looking at all the games he's got on there and
he needs to come on the podcast and justify.
Yeah, I think him and I should fight it
Battle
off.
it out.
We should battle it out. Yeah.
We should do a live podcast stream of you and him trying to get the most achievements in like an hour.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Telltale Games, all the way.
All the way. Right, well, as always, thanks for coming and sitting with me and doing a podcast. You got anything left you want to throw out to the peeps?
Nah, I think I'm good. I think I've updated as much as I can.
It's good.
For the moment.
It's a good little preview of upcoming things.
Yeah, there's some good stuff out there. And it's for... I mean, I generally do Xbox, but most of the games I've mentioned are, apart from Halo and Gears, they're on pretty much all the consoles and PC as well. The only games I tend not to review that much are Nintendo because I'm not really a big Nintendo fan. You might have to refer to Mr. Muscroft or Senior Dench.
Denchorama. Could do that. Right then, we'll finish there.
See you later.
Do come again.
I shall. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
So there you go. What do you think to that little E3 review there? What do you guys think is going to be next as far as the games world's concerned? Jump over to Cookiecast.com, give us a shout, let us know what you think to the podcast or anything that we've talked about, anything you might want to discuss. Who knows, maybe you'll even get a shout out. Tune in next time for another fantastic episode of Cookiecast. But until then, bye-bye.